Hello, and welcome to Living Social Justice. I'm so happy that you are tuning in to this session where we are going to be discussing aligning your principles with your actions. And in this session, I'm going to share with you a quick exercise that I use with clients to help them better align their actions and their principles. And it's something that you can take up and start using in your daily practice. And it will really help you to ground you and make you more aware of, one, what your principles are, and two, help with your planning of your actions for your day, and also as a review exercise and mechanism to see how you're doing in terms of living out your values. So let's get started. So first, I'm going to ask you just to write down a few of your principles. You can think about this in terms of those actions that guide you on a daily basis. What do you want to live up to or attain in your life? And this doesn't necessarily mean that you are accomplishing these things on a daily basis, but this is your guidepost. This is what you want to see in your life. So write down what your top principles are, and as you're doing that, you can pause this video and write that down, but I'm going to start sharing with you 3 of my top principles. And so for number 1 for me is to maintain joy and happiness. And throughout my life, I've thought long and hard about what my values are, and it's all come down to this essence of I want to spend my time on earth maintaining joy and happiness. And again, this doesn't mean that this happens every single minute of every single day. And I still go through those panic attacks and those crying fits in the shower and those moments of misery. But I'm still able to pull it back to my principle because I've practiced this enough in my life that I know that joy and happiness is really what I want to maintain. So I'll constantly pull myself back to that when I'm not naturally feeling it. So I put that as one of my top principles. Number 2 for me is honoring my word. So this is a principle that I pay close attention to every single day, and something that I really want to have be a facet of my life. And when I say honoring my word, I mean honoring my word to myself as well as to others. So being very careful about the language that I use and the commitments that I make, so that when I do make them, I'm being as conscious of them as possible. And I'm not just throwing words out there. So honoring my word is number 2. So number 3 for me is closely related to honoring my word, and that is saying yes when I mean yes and no when I mean no. For me, yes is not just for those moments when I'm in my comfort space and I know in my gut that it's a yes. It is for me also those moments where it's really a yes and I'm not sure how this is going to happen, but I don't want to cut myself off from opportunities or experiences and not let fear rule my life. So I'm going to say yes in those moments when I'm not that sure. And so saying no when I mean no, for me, is actually fairly easy. I can say no a lot easier than many other people, but I keep my no's grounded again in what I know to be true for me. And so I say no, not as a gut reaction, but no in honor of my time, in honor of staying true to my word, also in honor of my principles. So I work to say no, not out of fear, again, just like with yeses. So I say no because it is grounded in what is my truth. And so those are my top 3 principles. So hopefully you have a sense of what your principles are and that they are very clear and you've written them down. And the next part we're going to do is the action part of the exercise. And here I want you to write down just a few actions that you did yesterday. Just think back to what your actions were. And it could be, you attended a meeting, you went to a conference, you phoned your mom, you played with your kids, just regular actions that you did yesterday. Just write down a few of them. And now I want you to look at your principles and your action list and just draw a line and see what you can connect. Were any of the actions that you wrote down actually connected to a principle? So do that. So now that you've done that part of the exercise, I want you to look at your list of principles. And if there are no actions connected to those principles, I want you to think about what some actions may be that you could do that could, so that you could live out those principles, so that they could be tangible. So do that. And then once you're done with doing that, I want you to look at your actions. And were there actions listed that weren't attached to principles? I want you to look at those actions and then see if you can develop a principle around that action. So let's try to name what that action is. Let's try to contextualize it in your values and how you want to live out your life. So once you've done that, I want you to think about how you can incorporate this kind of work into your daily practice. Thinking about what your list of principles are. You can do this exercise at the beginning of your day, trying to think through identifying actions that will help to live out your principles. And you could also do it at the end of the day where you're reviewing your day and think through everything that you did, look through your to-do list and see how that to-do list, your actions, actually met your principles for the day. So this daily practice will help you with better aligning your principles with your actions. And as you get used to it, as you do it more, you will be able to incorporate more easily into your life, living out your principles. So thank you so much for doing this exercise. I would love to see in the comments how this exercise worked for you, what you discovered, and any tips that you use in your daily practice, helping you to better align your principles and your actions. And if you like this video, please click on the like button and definitely subscribe to my channel, and you will be the first to hear about new videos as they come up. And once again, thank you so much for joining in Living Social Justice. See you soon. Take care. Bye.